It's the NFL on EA Sports. And here comes Denzel Ward. He's one of the last guys you want to target in coverage. It's the Browns and the Jags, and it's coming up next.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Etienne once more. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. You look at this Browns defense. They come into this one down at the 27th position in the league, Charles, against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
I'm about to say something that seems really obvious, but you hate to see your kicker miss on the opening drive because now you're starting to wonder what goes through his head. Is that going to affect him the rest of the game? Is he going to be able to bounce back? You want to show confidence later? What's going to go on with him right out of the gate with a miss?
Yeah, a chance to grab the 3-0 lead here at home. Instead, we remain scoreless. They run with a veteran speedster. It's Kareem Hunt. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. And this is a guy who's going to get some carries going forward. Picked up as a free agent just this past week.
How about fresh legs, right? We always talk about bringing a guy in, provides that spark and maybe a little bit of extra energy.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd. The Browns had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And what doubly stings for them, CD, they lose week 1 at home, and now here on the road week 2. So it's certainly not a must-win, but boy, you hate to start a season with 2 straight losses.
Yeah, because you sort of feel like you're playing from behind right from the beginning, and that can really mess with your confidence. Plus, if you get to 0-2, here come the articles, here comes the sports talk shows, pointing out the small percentage of teams that make the playoffs after they begin a season 0-2.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And spins away. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They need to make up.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Elijah Moore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The numbers on the ground for ETN last week. 18 carries, 55 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Now Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville. Here comes the pressure, and the Browns block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the very rare blocked punt, scooped and returned for a touchdown. What an exciting play. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Open man is Kirk, complete. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down. Etienne on the toss right, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
And his throw is incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down. You look at this Browns defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Browns drive about to get started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Winston into the slide, and he's got a 1st down. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. A give to Williams, running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Winston. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down. 3rd and 5. Winston now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Looking for the out route, and he's got more. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now Winston. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Jameis again. This one swung out to Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He was brought down by Foyesade Oluwakin. Now a 2nd and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error.
Still
Stay
second
alert,
down.
don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They'll try to throw now. Winston. And that is incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Handoff up the middle, Hunt. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 21-0. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And Kareem Hunt, the one to finish it off as he did so with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
That's good for a Jaguars
ETN up the middle to about the 40-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The offense on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Hardy set to return. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Jameis to throw it. And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Now Lawrence. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. 2nd down and 4. Here's Lawrence. This is caught. It's Kirk. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Davis. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Again, it's Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he's going to be taken down short of the 1st, right around the 15-yard line. Doug Peterson going to roll the dice here. They will go for it on 4th down. Going for it, here's ETN. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Winston now after the fumble recovery. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's Winston. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete. There don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's third down.
False start, offense.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this
Neutral zone
against?
infraction, defense.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Still third down.
So after the penalty, they're back to where they started. 3rd and 10. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
This third down just got even more difficult. 3rd down and 15 after the false start. Lawrence will throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with a lead. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Lamar Jackson. From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Jackson Smith-Njigba, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jared Goff has a touchdown pass to his favorite target, Amon-Ra St. Brown. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They'll start the third quarter on the ground with Hunt. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Yeah, they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Here's Winston. This is Akins hauling in the short pass. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it second down. Winston. This is Akins hauling in the short pass. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. To throw, Winston. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Throwing, Winston. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
And this defense definitely in his head there on 3rd down, and he's pretty fortunate. They didn't call him for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll look to ETN to start things out. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 10-yard line.
Another tote for ETN. Nifty move. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Lawrence finding Kirk there for the Jaguar first.
Jaguars. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Straight ahead, ETN. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a handoff to Bigsby. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with ETN. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. In motion, the tight end. From the gun, it's Lawrence. That's taken in by Duvernay. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Jaguars.
Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Now Lawrence. They'll set up a screen for Bigsby. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Winston now. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Now Winston. Right back to Njoku. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 19 yards there on the catch and run. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. This 2nd and 4. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll give to Hunt here on the option. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive alive.
And the Browns first down.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 50 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the fourth quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jameis Winston taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Browns go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team felt like they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything went wrong in game 1. They took care of business with it in game 2.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter and a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
That's good for a Jaguars.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. They will find Davis. That's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 47.
Now Lawrence. Open man is Duvernay. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a 1st down.
That's good for a Jacksonville.
Here's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throw out wide is incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. But to throw again is Lawrence. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brenton Strange from 3 yards out. And the Jaguars are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Oh, fighting off the defender. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They run again with Hunt. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
The Browns send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it. And
a big loss here as he's taken down.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Cleveland offense making their way out.
And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They'll fake the jet sweep and instead give up the middle to Williams.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Jameis to throw it. This is caught. Touchdown, Browns. David Njoku from 8 yards out.
And the Browns up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Things are rocking easy here in the fourth quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. The front seven, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Cleveland, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.